what's going on, football fans? It's me, Spawny Mark, coming at you at another happy hour. I'm leading the charge today, even after only being back a couple of weeks. For those of you football fans, you probably were just watching the Kansas City Chiefs take care of the LA Raiders to clinch a playoff spot in the NFL. What? Oh, shit. Okay, hey, Premier League action today. We had Brighton and Southampton, and Brighton could not do themselves any favors. They did do a little bit of a favor for Southampton, who ended up picking up a very, very rare point to remain all the way in the basement, the crapper, as I called it a few seasons ago. For those of you watching here in the States, a happy belated Thanksgiving. For those of you overseas who have no idea of the concept of Thanksgiving, think about waiting an entire year for a Sunday roast. That's kind of the best that I can say. But it was a very good time to be had by all 19 of us crammed into a New York Brooklyn apartment. But a lot of fun was had. And I tell you, the kids, they got me hooked. You know, they gave me a little taste for free, and they got me hooked on this Martinelli sparkling cider. So since I'm on antibiotics, because I attended after dinner last night, I attended a very tainted tenorgy. And I got a little case of the clap, so I'm on some antibiotics.
That was not supposed to be mentioned. Cheers! I'm drinking water too.
Hey, cheers! Cheers to you all. Tonight we will be talking. Arsenal West Ham, where who knows whether or not the West Ham fans are going to on the show going to outnumber the Arsenal fans. But I'm sure that the banter is going to be tense and just as interesting as always. Also, we will be talking Liverpool and Man City. More specifically, what the hell is wrong with Man City? I know what's wrong with Man City. It's ever since Arsenal took out Rodri, they haven't been able to do fuck all. And I think that's the truth. But man, what was it? A couple of days ago, they blew a 3-0 lead in the final 10 minutes. How very, very much un-Man City-like. We will be talking Leeds in their match against Blackburn Rovers tomorrow, as well as God knows what we'll be talking about with Leeds. Who knows? I haven't been able to watch them since they dropped from the Premier League. But since Lolo is not here, I wanna talk about my Wolves. We are finally out of the basement. Due to a very, very spirited away win against Raul Jimenez and company with Fulham. I couldn't believe it. It is our first away win since I think the Reagan administration. Following our first home win in God knows how long. So we've been playing very well. Hopefully we can continue that with Bournemouth. We get Bournemouth at home, and Bournemouth's not a very good away team, so we should be able to pick up at least a point. I'm hoping for 3. As I've been saying when I was on the show in the past, Wolves were doing so terrible that or the Wolves, as I affectionately love to call them, that we were waiting for the time, when the season will start for Wolves once we get all those terrible, hard to beat, top of the table teams out of the way. So as someone might say in the Midwest, it is you make hay while the sun shines. And right now I'm hoping that the sun is shining on them Wolves, on the Wolves' ass as their tails are up. Got Tennis elbow from the Tenorji, says Lolo. Yes, that's why I'm on the antibiotics. And Knight Rider, the White Knight, may start talking backwards. I'm not really sure what that's all about. But anyway, let's see. Who do we have, Mr. Director? Because I'm running out of things to say. Who do we've got we've got everybody. We've got a West Ham fan and an Arsenal fan. So guys, try and keep it mellow. Don't kill one another. Both of you came in hot. I can see it in your eyes. How you all doing? Okay.
Hello, Mark. I thought Tony was going to go first, but
no,
he decided not to.
I'll give you the pleasure, Gary.
Yes. Yeah, I'll go first then, I guess. Yes. I noticed how you decided to always put a dig in. We didn't knock Rodri out. The man was hurt going into the game. So stop with that. We took him out.
Oh, it's all in good fun, Gary. It's all in good fun.
That guy should not have been on that field. He didn't want to come to play from the whistle, and then he just, and then his body said, I got to go.
I'll be honest. I think their problems run a lot deeper than just missing Rodri. They're missing a number of players, but
they did not reload. They let a lot out the door, and they never replenished. And does that mean Wolves talk is done for? We're done with the Wolves talk?
That's all. Actually, all I'm allowed. It's in my contract. I'm only allowed 3 minutes an episode.
I think you went 3.5. So you're gonna have to give some of that back.
Well, I guess I'll have to renegotiate. I think after 40 some odd months, or
you got a contract?
Yes, there is a contract out on my head from all the Leeds fans when I predicted 2 years ago that they would be relegated, and boy, am I paying the price. But Lolo says Arsenal took out Rodri. Mark, put your head on straight. My head's on straight. Yeah. I love to give the Arsenal fans shit.
You do.
And
look at that, and see, now you got Tony thinking, what?
You see? And since West Ham signed that traitor Lopetegui, I'll probably be talking shit about West Ham for a while too, because Lopetegui had to have Max Kilman, and that's one of the small sources of our problems is in the back. We're pretty banged up, and boy, we could use Max. And I really hated the fact that, and this is stoppage time for Wolves talk. I really hate the fact that a lot of the fan base for Wolves really just hated on Max Kilman and felt that he wasn't an adequate captain. And I seem to believe that we are now paying the price. Anyway, tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern time in the Brooklyn area, we will all be glued to our computers and TV sets and radios and God knows what else we watch football with. And we will have Arsenal versus West Ham. It is at West Ham.
At the London Stadium.
Last year, I seem to remember that there was a bit of a defensive clinic put on by West Ham. I think Arsenal had like 7,000 shots on goal, and they got shut out. Is that what happened?
Shut out and made our way all the way home. About half time. Yeah, it was painful. It was painful. I mean, I know pick up person pictures. I mean, they say you're supposed to stay till the end of the game, but I know for a lot of people, I know my friend of mine, he said I couldn't hang around for that. But hey, it's we beat you twice that season, so it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, well, we're always awful. We just skating by the skins of our teeth or the skins of our potatoes that were sitting in my sink yesterday after making 6 pounds of them for dinner yesterday. Or did last year Arsenal lost at home and then beat at West Ham?
Yeah, we beat you in the cup.
I don't remember.
beaten in the league, and of course, you came back and made up for the 2 games basically in one.
You had to show everybody that it was a blip. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's how it is. Everybody's like, no, it's not a blip. It's like, no, that's what a blip looks like when you come back. Like I wasn't expecting 6-0. Let's just say that, but definitely showed that that was not, that performance is the beforehand where that isn't the norm. So yeah, it was good to get that win because we needed it, but wasn't enough. I mean, take one of the other wins, and who knows what could have happened last season. But you gotta play our way through the 90, and you can't let give teams a little bit of a hope in games. You need to try to put them away, and if you don't, then guess what they're going to do? It's kind of look at all of our losses last season; they all look the same. We came out and didn't do a job, and other teams did, and we paid for it. So yeah. I hear a lot of people like not too many West Ham fans talking too much about Rice, or maybe they are.
No, I think a lot of them still big up to Taib as well. A lot of people still have a respect for Rice. At the end of the day, yes, we knew he was going to move on at some point, be it Arsenal or another club. But when he moved on, okay, he got a little bit of stick. But you still got to commend what he did for the club. He was a legend. He was the captain for the club. He was immense. He covered every blade of grass on the pitch. He gave his heart and soul. And even with the move, when we knew it was all pending, it was going to be happening, he still was respectful up to that point. And even when he scored the goal against us, he was still respectful to that point as well. And that's what sometimes you expect from certain players. There's some of them that don't. Adebayor rings the bell for some reason. When you look at something like that, there's respect and there's kind of lack of respect. But with Rice, that's what we got. The only kind of thing that I think a lot of West Ham, and I think a lot of people were saying, when you say you want to join a club and win things, need I say more?
Yeah. Well, you better give 110% to get to that win.
Well,
we're still waiting. Yes.
Rice definitely left on a high note.
Yeah.
He brings the trophy to you guys and says, "Okay, my work here is done. It's time to move on." And
now you got to talk the talk and walk the walk. And so far, until Arsenal is putting their arms up in the air, as people say, it won't matter. It won't matter until that happens. So, and that's kind of the goal. All of this is not just for let's see if we can play some good football. At some point, got to put your arms up in the air at the end of a game and be holding on to something. So, yeah, that's the ultimate. Oh,
hey! Oh, wow!
Oh, wow!
You were saying about my Tash. Jesus.
But yours seems cultivated. Mine's laziness. So.
I'll just think, all I've got is Phileas Fogg vibes with you, mate. That's for sure.
I'll have to Google who that is. So
80 worlds around the day, around the world in 80 days.
That's a lot of worlds for one day.
Oh, is that Phineas?
Now he's going to play like he doesn't know what that is. I'll tell you about any other nonsense, but you bring up a classic, and the man's like, I don't know.
No, I know what Phineas Fogg is. He didn't say Phineas Fogg, hence why I didn't know what he was on about. Gary. Gary.
What you need to do there, Mr. Tom, Mr. Finger, the duck, you'll have to call him Despartout. That's what it'll have to be from now on.
I'll take that on board. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll be gone in 2 days, so is what it is. But how is everyone?
That's good. I was gonna say, I'm like finishing up watching Predator 2 when he finally kills one, and then he looks up, and then like 20 of them show up, and he's like, oh. Luckily they were done killing, but
and then they're all like, actually, we respect you, Danny Glover. Have this gun that we got from 1800 whatever, from Spanish Armada fleet or whatever. I don't know what I was talking about there, but it was Danny Glover is the man. It's the man in Predator.
I think Predator 2 is better than Predator 1. because it was in
I
the
think
city.
you're lying. I think you're lying.
I
It's a
think
good
I
film.
stopped after Predator 1 or just
No, Predator 2, I think
that was
good.
enough. You know, there's just
Look,
some for me.
Gary,
There's
I know
some
about your
movies that
racism,
just
Gary.
don't need a sequel.
Genuine racism there from Gary, right? And you could go, oh, I don't think you know what that means. I know what it means when you're telling me that the University Love Classic with Arnold Schwarzenegger and you're going, the Danny Glover version is better. So
I liked it because
Yeah,
I like the Danny Glover because it's just like in the middle of a hot city and all of that kind of stuff, and then Gary Busey being a donkey.
I was going to say, yeah, Gary Busey.
Like...
That's what makes the film, Gary. Gary Busey.
Good film.
That's what makes
film.
it.
Gary Busey's
Now,
He's
can
amazing.
I ask, since I haven't seen Predator 2, is this pre or post motorcycle accident Gary Busey?
It has to be pre.
Because he's pretty
Because-
much lost.
because he's not.
He got
trolling,
his
asking
eggs
what his name is.
scrambled in that motorcycle accident.
No, he seems not. He seems like the because Gary Busey is the guy from is it Taxi? Is it
Yeah,
Taxi?
probably. I know Gary Busey
No.
from.
No, he's not from. He's not from Taxi.
He won Celebrity Big
No.
Brother in the UK.
Who's from Taxi then? The
You're
movie.
about Andy Kaufman.
The movie?
Yeah, it was a movie. It was about the taxi cab company.
Oh, I think you might be thinking about DC Cab.
DC Cab. Sorry, DC
And
Cab.
yes,
Sorry.
he was in DC Cab along with Mr. T.
Yes.
And
Gary Busey is from Under Siege. That's the most obvious one.
He started at DC Cab long before he got to Under Siege.
That may actually be factually true.
No, it's true, and it is where he came from. DC Cab.
So
I like
welcome
DC Cab.
everyone to On the Stoop with Gary Busey.
My
got a great show for you tonight.
To Gary Busey is when it's the Family Guy, and Gary Busey is looking in the mirror and he says, "How you doing, Gary Busey?" And it flips, and it's the mirror or the reflection, and it's just this like acid clown, and it's like, "I'm doing great." If you've never seen it, look it up. Family Guy, Gary Busey. You will laugh for days.
Lolo's having kittens right now. He's going, I haven't set this show up from the ground up for you to all sit here and talk about Gary Busey, you fuckers. So we're here to talk about football.
Lolo, Gary, you're welcome to join us.
Hey, when you start off a show talking about wolves, you pretty much have gone downhill. And then, so they,
Oh, is that it?
That's just me.
The show goes downhill as the wolves go up the tape. As the Jeffersons theme song says, we're moving on up.
There you go.
Awfully brave of you, Gary, to start Wolves, Predator.
No, the Wolves surprised me. That was I was expecting like a really back and forth game. I figured it would be high scoring. I think that's kind of how I laid it out last week. It was high scoring, but only one way. So there you go. There you go. I think I had it 2-2, and Wolves said, "No, we got 4 goals in us, right?" I think so.
Well, I got to say that Mateus Cunha's stock.
Whoa. There you go.
Whoa,
that's post motorcycle, right?
I think that might be like post OxyContin.
Look at that.
It looks like he's actually pleasuring himself.
I think he's at a Tenorgy. And he's just ready to ring that bell.
Oh man.
But no, Gary, I was very pleased with the Wolves. I mean, they did concede early, and you're just kind of like, it's going to be one of those days. We're away. We're playing, a team that's in the top 10 of the table, but we came back fast and often. And like I said, Mateus Cunha's stock is definitely rising. Hopefully, we don't lose him in the winter window or the summer window or the window after that.
Yeah, we do need support in our front line, so he can come over and hang out with us.
Well, last week y'all wanted to trade. Lolo was like, Would you take Jesus into your heart? No. He started last week, did fuck all. No, I don't want to take
Hey,
Jesus.
I said I would
into my
take
heart.
Kuna.
No
Kuna, if
respect
if no, if we're not able to get our top targets, then Kuna, why not come on over and join us?
Hey,
do we
we
want more Arsenal talk?
What do you
of
mean?
course.
Do we want
We
more
haven't said
Arsenal
anything
talk?
about Arsenal yet.
Oh, wait! I'm just telling you. If you want more Arsenal talk, we have somebody else that's going to
anytime
come
you
in.
guys want to kick off and talk, we've got Anthony
Hey.
here joining us. What's going on, brother?
Wait,
Like I said,
Tony,
the West Ham
Tony,
fans will outnumber the Arsenal fans today, unless we can get Lolo in sometime soon. What are you? Talk, guys. Tell me what are your hopes? I mean, I know what one side is thinking, and I know what the other side is thinking. But
well, Anthony was thinking 12-0 to Arsenal. So we'll start off with that one first of all.
Oh yeah, that's not a problem thing. You know that. We always say it. We always say it, don't we? But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I'm really looking forward to it. When obviously I was watching Tony's show last night. Well, actually, I was on it as well. But he was there. All the West Ham fans, they love to have a dream, and then after they have their dream, they eat their cornflakes. Thinking that they've beat us, this, that, and the other. All I'm going to say is, Tone, that time when you beat us, right? And I always go on about.
Don't go there. Do not go with this line.
That ball was out of play.
Jesus
that
Christ.
ball was definitely out of play. All right. So let's get that right, and then we demolished you. Okay, you not to take the cup. A cup that we're not really interested in. That's fine. But beating you 6-0, that was absolutely fantastic. But this weekend, look, Tone and lads, I'm looking forward to it. I think we got we got a fully fit squad. I mean, the only player that's injured is Ben White. Obviously he's definitely out for the game. So that's the only blow. Is I know Gabriel, he picks a knock up against when we beat Sporting. But I think this is mind games with Mikel Arteta. He always says and puts that doubt for us with Arsenal fans that so and so could be missing this game, and then some out the blue, they're playing. So yeah, I reckon it's going to be a good game. If I was to give a prediction on it, my prediction thing: Arsenal 3, West Ham 1.
Save your predictions for later. Save your predictions for later.
All right. Sorry,
John. You just took 10 minutes out of our show.
Never watched this before.
Bye, John.
Director John, he's new. Give the man a break. He's new.
It's funny you mentioned was it Jared Bowen that saved the ball from going out on the touchline there?
Absolutely.
I think in that match. But they showed it from like 17 different angles, and you couldn't actually make a definitive call on it. The only thing you could do is suppose. It's like, it looks out to me, and or it doesn't look out. It doesn't look out to the West Ham fans. And I think that the two sides could argue that one to death. But as a neutral, I watched that game. I couldn't tell. And so I guess I didn't even know like what the right call would have been, because I just, from all the angles they showed, and I seem to remember that they like that there was like two issues on VAR with that play. One was the ball being out, and one was whether or not it was offsides or something. I'm not really sure, but they deliberated over it quite a bit of time, and I still, from all the angles, I couldn't tell as a neutral. I know that's going to get me in trouble with Lolo and about whenever he decides that he can come on. I can already see it in the comments somewhere if I was to scroll, but I'm not a glutton for punishment. There you go. You mean didn't save it. You see? That's the Arsenal side of the argument. I'm looking forward to the match, but I'm sure that I'll be out shopping with the missus, viewing some of the finest New York City sales of the post-Thanksgiving weekend. It's all I can do to be able to watch Wolves and Bournemouth at 10 o'clock our time. So I guess that's the one I'm trying to save up for. That, and because it's the earlier game, I will be watching a bit if I can tune in. Because again, I haven't been able to watch a match since they've been relegated, or maybe very sparsely. But I hope to be watching Leeds beat Blackburn. See what I did there, Tom?
Oh, sorry. Was that my window to come in? Sorry, no, I appreciate that. It's funny that Leeds ain't on television tomorrow.
Oh, look.
No.
Not on television. I discovered this about an hour ago, unfortunately. So I told Gary, be late for our show tomorrow because Leeds are on telly. Gary, I'm going to be on time tomorrow because Leeds ain't on telly. So,
Oh, so what time are they play at 3?
It's at 1:30. It's 1:30 because it's not actually scheduled to be on television. The police requested it because it has the potential to be one that they're going to need to be there for. And because there's going to be 7,000 Leeds fans in the Blackburn away end, which is basically their main stand. So not to roast Blackburn, you are a former Premier League winner, but your fans should start turning up, and then you wouldn't have to sell your tickets to us.
True. Mark, sorry, Mr. Tom. I don't know if you see it on the camera here, but you can see that the ball is not over the line at all. Clearly not over the line.
Nah.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
That's still in play.
It's clearly not over the line. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I've never been more certain that a ball was still in play than that photograph there, which is
not since Japan in the World Cup.
I just like Anthony's face.
Do you know who scored that goal? Do you know who scored that goal, Mark?
You just try to piss. You're just like, man. You're poking the bear. You're poking the bear.
Mark, who scored that goal? Where
here in the UK, Gary, that's called slander.
I'm not really certain. Is it an own goal?
It's Tanaka who plays for Leeds now. He's actually the goal scorer in the goal that sent Spain out of the World Cup.
And he was the gentleman that all of you at the beginning of the chat were singing about. I think Bremner's Ghost was singing. Where is it? It's somewhere. Shogun Tanaka. He's taking heads and breaking legs. He's Shogun Tanaka. That is sheer poetry. That is sheer poetry, Bremner.
Do me a song about Daniel James. Sorry, so I'm just having a conversation here with Jimmy in the chat.
It's going to be a Gary Busey show. I know it.
It's going to be his show, isn't it? Let's talk about butter sausage. Yeah, is that
butter sausage? It's just sad that when he talks now that his dentures are just so big that it's like he's perpetually talking with his mouth full. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the Gary Busey tribute show with just a little bit of football talk in between.
You know, he used to forget to put his trousers on when he was in the Celebrity Big Brother house, which I'm not a regular watcher of, but I saw enough of it to know that Gary Busey is so mentally deficient that he actually would forget to get dressed, but then would walk around the house like he was dressed. And it's quite a sad thing. He won though, so he won the money, which he clearly probably needs. So,
wow, that would be
a bit awkward now.
You're seeing carrots. I don't know. What is this?
I think there'd be a better chance of a Gary Busey carrot top.
No, it's ironic that Gary Busey was the villain of Under Siege.
That is not that's not what he's known for. DC Cap, stop it.
No, he's known for being the opposite to Steven Seagal, who I do know you know very well, Gary.
No, John, do not. John, stay away from that button.
I'm a bit of a magician.
Stay away from that button. John, don't do it. Don't let me go over there.
He's actually.
It would have already been done. John's clearly not paying attention.
Hey, Lawrence. Oh, boy. Lolo, you're going to get on soon. It is now 3-1. Gary is going to start feeling ganged up on.
Who
needs it more? Who needs a win more? Arsenal or West Ham?
Hey, Mark, Anthony is an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna tell him because
I don't know. I've never met this guy before. You see what happens, Lolo, when you send me on my own after 6 weeks of not being on the show?
I was gonna say something, but I was like, nah, I'll let him.
Go ahead.
I'll let him
I have no
on this
idea.
one.
I was out for 6 weeks or maybe even longer. Due to all sorts of wonderful and terrible things to happen, and then I moved, and here I am. I came back last week. I was all super excited, and then about an hour before show, it's like, hey, can you run it solo? That's a message from Lolo, and I said, oh no,
this is Babe Station. Big up to that website.
All right, so the panel is even. We've kind of broken up, divided. We have the neutrals over here.
The smart guy right above me.
Yeah.
The smart guy above you. Spawning back from 6 weeks from Rikers. Yes.
Didn't take long for that, did it, Mark?
He's got a little bit of a limp. He walks a little strange now.
I'm still recovering from all the tryptophan that I digested yesterday, processed yesterday.
And today for leftovers, I got you. I'm there.
Yeah. No, I'll say this: the last 2 Arsenal matches and even the Chelsea match, hopefully, is a sign of things to come. Continued performances like that. I go by performance over result all the time, and so yes, so I'm expecting the same again tomorrow. We'll just hopefully getting better each day, just a little bit. So that should be not much fun for West Ham if we are able to do that again. They will be coming though.
Yeah.
But
that's an okay shout. Yeah, it's an okay shout. The last 5 matches, you guys are 1-2-2. Now you had 2 great matches. Now Sporting, you killed them. Forest.
I'm only going by the last 3. You can keep going as far back if you want.
Well, the last 3.
We're trending upwards. You're gonna try to bring me down. Sorry, no.
I'm going to try you're playing West Ham. I want to try to bring you down. Now you remember, if you want to say the last 3 in the Prem, you lost to Newcastle 1-0. That was the last 3, and then you drew to Chelsea, and then
nobody's talking about that.
I am. I'm talking about it.
The only one's not talking about it is Arsenal fans.
Keep preaching, Lawrence. Keep preaching. Go on, keep preaching.
Which is strange because Arsenal fans fucking love to talk.
Hey, I love you, no shit, but you're playing West Ham, so all bets are off.
Yes, we are getting my weird money bets later. Are we getting them, John? Sorry, we have a word.
We most certainly will be getting them.
Right, excellent.
I can only imagine what they are. West Ham fans, you'll probably be happy because he likes to give me pain. So there you go. But like I said, I think based on what we've seen so far, that's what I expect to see again tomorrow.
So what formation are you think Arsenal's going to show up in? Is it going to be a 4-3-3 with Odegaard back with him, Rice, and Party up in the mid? What's it going to be?
I think it's
I reckon it'd be that, Lawrence. I reckon it'd be Odegaard in the middle with Bryce and Party, and obviously Sack on the right, Martinelli on the left. I just don't want him to play both Martinelli and Trossard in the same team because that combination, when they're both playing, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work.
We can only handle one of them, and I on the pitch at the same time. And if we do bring him in at late, it's because hopefully we've got a substantial, we've got a lead, and we need to close out. But otherwise, Trossard is a closer for me. That's how we should use him from now on. If Martinelli's healthy, let him play until you find out if he's the one or not. If he's not, then we move on from him as well. But Trossard, I know he wants to start, but he's not a starter for our team. At least not the way that we've seen it work when he's got substantial time, the way that we play him. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying but I thought Martinelli's got a lot more spark this year compared to last year. He seemed like he struggled a little bit last year, but I started seeing in the last couple of matches that he had a little bit more the stuff that you've seen in the past from him. So that was another one that kind of, but just to go back, and I don't do as many shows as as Tone. Tone's got about 101 day today, but just looking it up, and we talked about a little bit Ant yesterday and different things like that. One thing I was impressed by, even with Saka was hurt last year, but you guys scored 21 goals in the Prem. He's got 4 goals and 8 assists, so that means he's been involved in 12 of the goals, and it's really good. Ant was telling me another story, and someone else was too, about how he plays and he goes more into the middle to create. So I think the key to West Ham tomorrow, in my opinion, even out of all of them, is containing Saka.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a little challenging now because we're getting a lot more out of Timber now because he's coming up and overlapping, and he's being a little bit more offensive than most people thought he would be. So I think yes, going after Saka will help, but like you're going to see Timber in that Chelsea game, but in the Sporting game, I think the game right before that against Forest, he was offsides a lot, and that's not something you would expect from him because that means he's a little bit more offensive minded than usual. So, and I think he's shown a lot more now. So, you got the defense, we're fine there. And now he's just adding that little bit of offensive, attacking prowess that we want as well from our fullback. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge there. And then if you do rotate over and try to stop Saka, and he got Martinelli coming across one-on-one.
That's what I was saying. He's been in more shape, I thought, this year.
So so I think we've got an answer to whatever you bring, and then if you do bring,
don't go that crazy. Now you're getting crazy.
We have answers for it. You bring one, you bring two, you bring 3 people on Saka.
Tom, Mark, what kind of show you right here? This is crazy.
This is a show about. This is just about football. This is what we see. No, you bring one player.
Y'all saw that.
You know what? I'm just gonna say you can bring any number of players you can to Saka. He'll find a way. He has done that. That's all he's done in the last couple of years. So, and now with Erdegaard there in the middle, it's just going to make it even hopefully better for us in terms of what we get out of our attacks when we move forward. So, no,
you're going to be playing Rice, and he's going to be playing for us. So I get one own goal for Rice tomorrow.
No, Rice isn't helping you out. He's you don't know anything about anything about West Ham
anymore. He's going to rush to the corner and go like this to the fans.
I don't see that
before. He nearly did that before, didn't he?
What I would like to see, and not to take anything away from Arsenal. I as a neutral, I expect a very good game. But what I want to see is I want to see the squad that played Newcastle last week.
100%, Mark. Yeah.
They played a lot better than I've seen them play, and I guess really what I'm getting at is the West Ham that I've seen this year has been wildly inconsistent. It's like I don't even know if I can watch a West Ham match and know what to expect. Because every single time I watch them, I'm seeing something completely different. On the other side of the coin with Arsenal, I'm seeing the same team that I'm accustomed to, but because of injuries, I'm not seeing the consistent style of play because they're just not. I mean, if it was never evident before, this season has definitely been proof positive that Odegaard is the engine that makes that car go.
Well, that's a good shout, Mark. And Tony and I can attest to it. That was the best match West Ham played, I think, all year. And we're finally, if that's any testament, we actually played as a team. If you watch that, how we control the ball in the mid and the passing, and we were up 2-0, and then we were controlling it. We haven't done that in a long time. So hopefully it continues.
Yeah, I think it was the best that West Ham played as well. But let's be honest, Newcastle did not turn up to that game.
I think Newcastle is on that yo-yo as well as West Ham in terms of what you're going to get, what game in, game out. Because against us, they were pretty clean against us. They took their one chance, and then that was all they needed. And then like you said, against West Ham, you expect them to go out there and play, get a little bit better from the previous games, and it didn't show.
But you know what? And it's crazy because the first 10 minutes, like I said, they had their opportunities. They just were, and they were making shots. They just weren't having the shots on goal. And and I understand what you're saying is, but the heck, you need to give West Ham a lot of credit to go all the way up to Newcastle in the rain on a Monday night to show up like that. It's a big deal, and it's on the road. So I got that, but you know what? Those guys, they had their chances, and I think we contained Gordon really well. They tried to move him around, and we contained him. Isak, he had a couple opportunities. He just couldn't get on the net. And I got what you're saying, but I'm just proud of my boys.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I said to Tony in the show, I mean, the best, I mean, Fabianski in goal for you. I can understand why your number one goalkeeper, Radio, why he's left out, because he hasn't, he's had a poor season, let's be honest. Yeah. But your defence, your back four, that was the best you played this season. Your defence was amazing in that game. And I said that to Tony. But I thought that it's like with both West Ham and Arsenal. Unfortunately, we're both lacking up front in the quality of strikers. I mean, people said to me, "Who would you?" You said 4-3-3 with Arsenal. I said I totally agree with you. Obviously, with Martinelli and Saka Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right. But up front, on the striker in the middle, I don't know. I think you could either play Kai Havertz or Jesus there, because in all fairness, both of them are not in form at the moment. Both of them are not scoring. So it really doesn't make a difference who we play there in that middle, in all fairness.
Gotcha.
I think Jesus is a far off pace and far off form than Havertz is. I would like Havertz to be a little bit more aggressive. He just seems like it's like going to sit back and wait. And I'm like, no, you need to go and make yourself, your presence needs to be felt against that back line. That's when I know he's having a good day, is when his presence
John,
is there.
my boy, what's up,
running
man?
around.
I'm having a great
John, we're doing a show here. What are you just coming in to say hi for? What is up with this?
Hey, John, did the Capitals win today or yesterday? I think they did.
Who cares? I know the Rangers.
What is this? Is that hockey minutes? What's going on?
Oh, I always got to give him.
That's actually in John's contract. Is that every 20 minutes or so
we get to talk about these guys for a second. Even though
if NHL had relegation, Rangers would be in it.
Oh, that was me.
Wait a minute! Didn't the Rangers did really well last year? I seem to think.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, They came
pretty close to doing. But they came about as close as Arsenal did to winning the league.
What is this? What are you? Why are you bringing up Arsenal?
Any of this got to do with crushed milk in Nigeria on a Thursday?
What are you bringing up Arsenal all of a sudden for?
Truth hurts, Gary. That's all I can say.
That's not what?
Truth hurts. That's all I can say.
I had to come in here and start banging, but protect my man Tony over there.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I'm hoping for an early exit from the fans for West Ham again. So,
Lord,
again. Yeah, no, that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah,
try and be respectful, but now to go to my stats. Get my cards out.
Lawrence, we're lucky we haven't got Fuzzy on, because he always likes putting that picture up in the background, showing that.
Whether the fans walking out,
yeah.
Where were they going? Did they have an appointment or something?
There's the Westfield Shopping Centre just down the road from me, like your malls. There was a superb sales going on, so they was getting there before they can meet the rush.
Yeah, no, I would, like I said, I didn't expect that last season, but I personally just want us to manage the game, and then you're not going to have any fun if we do, but that's kind of what I would like to see, because that's one thing we've also haven't been able to do back-to-back games is when I say comfortable, I mean the other team really doesn't look like they're going to score today. That kind of control. That's what we're still lacking in our defense. It's still a little leaky. We've seen it, most of this season. So and that will help out a team like West Ham if we're not on it in terms of defense.
Don't you guys got like one of the two best center backs in the league?
Yeah, well, defense is not just two players, right? I mean, I would like it to be
100%. Yeah. But you guys are. I think I looked it up. You got the.
I mean, Gabriel and Saliba. They've been really good. But I mean, to be honest with you, I think Gabriel's been the better one out of the two this season, definitely.
Really?
And you look at the Champions League game against Sporting. I mean, you had Gokris, the striker there. How many goals is he banging in that league? And what did Saliba do? He had him in his pocket.
Shut him down.
And all he can do,
I
couldn't
like
even
him a
get the
lot.
box. He was just literally shooting
Exactly.
outside the box.
Yeah,
He's
you
one
see
of those-
Gyökeres, you see Gyökeres with the ball running 1-on-1 at a defender on his shoulder. You're like, he's got him, and it's like, no, you don't got him.
No.
Yeah, I don't ever want to
He's-
give Arsenal credit, but I rate him super high.
Yeah, I think that guy from Sporting had about as many touches in that game as he has goals all season. He couldn't get any service at all. That was a masterclass by Arsenal. I did not expect them to.
They've had two great showings, so they're going to have a little bad one tomorrow.
No, there's no need for that. We can continue.
I
to fight better. There's no need.
John had to put that on.
You know what? If the trend is true, you guys are up for a bad game because you never follow up. You beat Manchester United and you got destroyed in the next game based on the trend there. So if we're following trend,
okay, let's not talk about history.
This could be a bad game for you.
You're spitting some truth here. I don't want to say that.
So it's gonna. I'm looking forward to it because I want to see how we're doing based on where we've come from the last, like I said, 3 games. So,
shit, 8 goals in the last 2 games. If you add Sporting, and you only gave up 1, I mean that's pretty impressive. Even go back to Chelsea, you drew 1-1. So I mean, I think you guys are on proper form. You know it better than I don't watch all that, but I think hopefully. After that Newcastle game, playing as a group, and I think what Tone said before, and I agree with that, is that if we don't get the result, and I see that they play really well together and as a group and collective, and they play really hard, and that's good for us, for where we're at right now, and then we take care of business against Leicester City and Everton, because we have 3 games in 3 matches in 10 days. We have the Saturday, we have Tuesday, Leicester City, and then we have the Wolves on Monday. So I just want to look that we put it together tomorrow, and we look as a collective team, and we have something where, as fans like we are, Tony, and you're probably right, is that we kind of see what they're trying to do. Because at the beginning, we didn't know what Lop was doing. We didn't know what are they trying to do.
Oh my
God!
That's
something you need to see.
I don't even know what I mean. What, Lawrence? Whatever you were saying, and it brought up that video, that little gift there. I don't get what. How did that?
I just wanted to keep him quiet.
Who pays this man?
And then you have to deal with the manager. You have to deal with the manager bounce on Tuesday too, right? Because I think that's Rude's first game. I think, if I recall.
Oh, I'm sorry, I lost it with the juggling.
The juggling. So it was juggling on the show, and then everything just went out the window.
Yeah. But yeah, I just I want to see a hard performance. If we don't get the result, we play well, that I can walk away with the team play. I'll be happy with that.
That's right, Lawrence. I totally agree with you. I feel like with West Ham, whether it's win, lose, or draw, I think that you've got to. I think there's going to be, from your team, the West Ham side, I think there's going to be more positives than negatives. And then the positives, whatever happens in that game, you go on and you take that positive into the Leicester game.
100% agree.
That's what I think will happen.
Well, especially now that Leicester's obviously got Van Nistelrooy as their manager, it's quite ironic, isn't it? We got to play them, and now he's going to be in charge of that game. That's going to be.
Who did Leicester get for manager?
Oh crap!
So
Van Nistelrooy.
Steve Cooper's gone, obviously.
Yeah.
And Ruud Van Nistelrooy is now the Leicester manager.
Oh crap!
Hey,
Lolo!
What up, boys?
Hello.
Good to see all y'all.
Hello.
Anthony, first time meeting you, but I'm hearing what you're saying and I'm liking it. I'm hearing all this other nonsense from these guys wearing the wrong color red.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Lola, what are you doing?
Oh my God,
why are you doing me dirty? We've been away for a while, me and you. We've been away for a while, and you're doing me dirty. And the first time back on the show.
First,
I I haven't even started doing you dirty, man.
Oh,
you might want to go to a bio break right now because I'm about to do you real dirty.
Get me a Lolo in the back room. You know, we've got to do some talking. Lolo.
Oh man, I knew it's coming.
There it is.
Lolo, see what you did? You show up, and then the carrot eating man shows up.
Yo, okay. Let's just first of all, the ball was fucking out of bounds, Mark. Anthony comes in.
You've been listening to him, haven't you? Yeah, this one. You've been listening to him. Yeah,
Anthony comes in and starts talking about when you guys beat us and this and this, and you just stopped listening to him. You're like, "Welcome to the show. I'm not gonna listen to a word you fucking say," because you're clearly a West Ham fan. I'm like, "What? He's talking Arsenal. What are you talking about?" And let's just say, listen, West Ham, you guys are playing shitty football and you're not being as good as you should be. I think you are a better team than your record shows that you are. You should have kicked off the same way y'all had been playing last season. Very strong side. You've had a rough start, very similar to Wolves, where I think both of y'all are just fucking fine. There's no worry about any relegation going on with Wolves or West Ham. You're both going to be fine. Now, you beating Newcastle, hell of a result. But as I put in the comments, had that Isak goal not been offside, they were going to steamroll you. You turned it around and got a quick goal, and you shut them down, and they broke down mentally because their midfield is a bunch of thugs that don't like none of them like playing with each other because they're all a bunch of assholes. And that's for you, Tony, who's in the comments, who's a Newcastle fan. Yeah. Your midfield's a bunch of thug assholes who don't like playing with each other. When things don't go right, they collapse. So West Ham did exactly what they needed to do. Now, if they get an early goal against Arsenal, it's not going to be the same game. Just saying. I can see y'all giving a goal. We've been leaky. We've given up goals.
Agree on that.
I'm just saying we are a much better team than Newcastle. Yes, they beat us 1-0. Okay. We're a better team than they are, especially with Mr. Martin Odegaard back. All right,
Lolo, man, he told like they're doing you dirty, and wow, you're on your own show, man. No respect, no respect at all, man. No respect.
They had an hour with Mark letting them get away with all this nonsense because Mark's staying neutral. Very neutral with his scarf and his Arsenal scarf behind him.
He's an Arsenal hater. Come on.
Mark is a gooner.
These hang behind me because they are the first and only Premier League matches I've seen live.
I thought they were proud of because you were in the bathroom right now. That's part of toilet paper.
Whoa, Lord.
Oh, man.
Oh,
No. You do not be talking about Leeds United that way.
What is that? That's a nice looking throne you got there.
That's on the Arsenal.
Well, I keep saying that letter against the on top of Tony's bust there. That was that seating? Because I ain't got my glasses.
Good.
I think it's pronounced.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, what that is European champions.
I can do both sides.
We know who we are. We're European champions. That's what we are.
Yeah, but we've won it as well. We won it. Right?
What year?
You know what year?
Man.
Cup Winners' Cup. Alan Smith scored in the final 1-0. We beat Parma. That was out in Copenhagen. The final was there.
That was what, 2006?
I think my underwear is I don't have underwear that old. I mean, 2022, we take it down. You know, that's what we do.
It was back in the early 90s.
And then Lolo, it's good to see you.
But it's still a European trophy. It's still a European trophy.
Scored that we were controlling that midfield. We were passing the ball around. If you watch that match, that was the best performance we had as a team. We at the end of there, even the second goal, you're talking about confidence, whatever. They had their opportunities in the first 10 to 15 minutes, and they couldn't even find where it was. I think Isak, he thought he was kicking a field goal. He didn't know where the hell he was getting. It was going so fucking high up. So what
Lawrence, Isak was in behind y'all like Mark Selly in prison.
Man.
He was standing behind. He was there behind your line. He had you guys on skates.
Hey, if you're offsides, a lot of people can get some goals. A lot of people can. You got to be on side to get the goal. It's part of the game.
Okay. So you had him
This
the
is
whole
why
game.
we hate VAR. It's balling the game up.
I think I think we definitely had Gordon in our back pocket, and I think Isaac had a couple opportunities that he couldn't do it. So you can say they're off or whatever. Hey, if you're a good team, you got to finish those things. Fab didn't have many chances. The one he had, our goalie, he took care of business. And then then we got confident. We started becoming a confident team. Yeah, and I said, I watched the West Ham. Our ball and our possessions and how we were passing through there, it was impressive to me. And our back four, we were playing good game. And then one thing that we do is because Juan Pasaka has a tendency, because he's so good, I like to call him like a gazelle. He's our right back, right? He's the one that scored the second goal. He goes up so far, sometimes there's nobody to get back. Souček got back in time, and that was part of the center defensive mid to get back on that. And I think in the past, and I hope this is something that we see in the future, because you're totally right, Lolo. We have a team that we could do better, but now they're finally putting the chemistry together. At the beginning of the season, Juan would be back. Juan Pasaka would go up there. We'd have nobody to protect if they had a breakaway, because the midfield didn't protect it, and it was screwed up.
Yeah, Lauren's getting paid by the word. Lawrence also thinks Aaron Juan Bisaka is a Mexican named Juan Bisaka. He's like, when Juan was running up.
I'm from Baltimore. I talk really fast.
I mean, that's 7 grand he's on already, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Son of a bitch.
No. But you make a good point about that match with Juan Bisaka, because he is a one-on-one defending beast. Going forward is not his thing, and yeah, he got a goal, cool, but that's not something. It's not something. He's not a Vardiol, for example. And if he thinks he's going to be running up the wing, he's on the right side, so he's going to have Martinelli. He's going to be able to backtrack and cover Martinelli. All right, go for it.
It won't be the same. It won't be the same game. You know, there's no way.
Yeah, it's not the same game at all.
He's not going to be making them runs. And that. I mean, we're hearing.
But you're right. Souček had the game. Souček was the one for me.
He's the one you've got to watch out for. I mean, I say with Wan-Bissaka, there's some kind of rumor going around that it's possible he's going to play on the left just to kind of combat Saka.
Whoa. Souček, you always said to me, Tom, he was crap. I listened to you and I took him out of my back.
Yeah, I know he's crap.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Bisaka. He's crap.
Welcome to Elocution with Lolo. Yes, indeed.
I am the very model of a modern major general.
Hey, that's the way. So
I know the whole thing too.
You know how now brown cow, didn't you?
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. You need New York. Unique New York. You know you need unique New York.
But you've got to do it the Cockney way.
Tongue twister time.
Yeah, Lolo, you've got to do it the Cockney way. Yeah. So you've got how now brown cow. Then it's how now brown cow. How now brown. No, that's Anthony's talk.
Jess.
That's talking like Anthony. For us, us Cockneys, it's how now brown cow.
And now brown cow. I'm going Australian with it now. Sorry.
No, Kieran's in the
now
chat.
brown cow.
Kieran's in the chat from Australia.
I like the more Scottish one. Oh no, brown cow. I'll say, oh no, brown cow.
That one was for Rosie, was it?
Man.
How now, brown? Okay, what the fuck are we talking about? Anyway, thank you guys for being on the show without me for an hour, and I was listening to the whole thing. It was very entertaining for all the stick that I'm giving you guys. I think Lawrence also we gotta keep like a running tally of scores so John can just give people points and take points away. Because Lawrence, I don't know whether to give you points or take points away, because I think it's the first time it was ever asked on this show. What formation are you going to use? What formation are you going to use? Mark, has anyone ever asked that before?
Najee, maybe back in the day. Najee liked to talk formation.
He got kicked off. He's done.
No.
Don't be fucking asking those questions. You should say, which one of your shitty ass kits are you gonna wear tomorrow? That's the kind of question. Anyway, happy hour. Good to see you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I know I just got here, but we are an hour into the show. If anybody needs to take their bio break, we can do a halftime little bio break if you want. Mark, if you're cool with that. All right.
He's already in the bathroom, so it doesn't matter. He just can just go.
That's fine. So if anybody needs a second, we're just gonna play a real short video, but then I'll pop back on and I'll start talking shit until everybody gets back from the toilet. But Mark and I made a little video where we are saying Happy Thanksgiving to you all. So John, if we could play that, and yeah, and if you need to use the restroom or something, now's the time. We'll be back in just a minute.
One. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Look at this.
Lolo and Mark in the stoop cooking up a storm. Yeah,
Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're eating well. We got ourselves a little Brussels sprouts and apple here going into the oven.
Got my little brie cranberry bread.
Oh,
we got
that's
turkey
hot.
covered in bacon.
You're not cooking if you don't get burned.
All right. We love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Peace.
Wish y'all were here, but I'll drink my own beer.
You ain't grabbed his hat to film. No, I think they're gonna film. They're just getting food.
I smell your skin.
Oh no.
This is my favorite part. Because Mark burned himself, of course, on the oven. But yeah, great Thanksgiving was had. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. If not, I just want to say I give thanks for all of you all who show up every Friday night and watch us and comment and go go right along with the nonsense that we love to talk about here on the show. So who do we have back here? I think Tony's still back here. He's got a little pee bottle at his desk, so he went and he's back. Let's get him back on here. But Tony, before everybody gets back in here, oh shit. Never mind. No, but for real, it should be a very interesting match tomorrow.
Definitely.
You guys are one of these little bogey teams to me, because I have a lot of love for West Ham. I have lots of West Ham friends. So I have a lot of love, and then the Declan Rice thing and all that. And you're like, we both hate Tottenham so much that I feel like there's a lot of love for West Ham, but you guys do tend to give us troubles even when you're not playing so great. So I was kind of happy that you won against Newcastle. So you're like, all right, we're doing okay. And you'll be a little calm. And we can kind of run over on you. What do you guys think about the match tomorrow?
I think the good thing, I mean, you found a bit of form, don't get me wrong. But at the same point, your Sporting game and us, the Newcastle game, both teams are coming into this game with a positive vibe, because as Lauren said there, when you think of the last 11 games was woeful. I mean, the up and down formation of the team and the results. And then Monday, I don't know. I just don't know what went on there. But everyone had an energy about them, and it just was start to finish. And also the subs that came on doing exactly the same thing. So if we can keep, as long as this manager doesn't change this team around, we can bring it into this game tomorrow, or today, shall we say. So it's one of those. It's going to be a good game. It should be a good game.
Somerville started for the first time. For the first time, I know he's been coming on as a sub, but he did start.
He started
that
because
was a big difference.
It is. Well, remember, don't forget, Kudos has been suspended, so Somerville said his opportunity. So when you look at that, he's one of our shining lights, basically. And I think he could obviously terrify your defence. I mean, who's playing right back for you guys normally?
Right now we have Durian Timber.
Well, it will be Timber playing here because Ben White's injured.
So that'd be a good competition, just them two alone, just that part.
Yeah. I think I'm not too sure. I think Calafiori most probably play left back.
Left back, yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
And then so he's got to deal with Bowen, and also we've got to deal with Saka.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it'll actually be Thomas Partey who will be having to deal with Somerville the most, because Somerville does like to go inside and create chaos, and that's what our octopus Thomas Partey there with his long legs sticking in crazy tackles that the people don't expect, where maybe we can get on a break if Timber's not having to stay all the way back there. Partey has been immense for us the past few weeks. I know everybody's talking about Odegaard and performances from Saka, but I mean, I think Partey could bench Rice right now. Rice has a broken toe, but but in form wise, Partey's been immense. What do you think, Gunners?
Yeah, I think he's been good, Thomas Partey. I mean, he's been excellent. When you go back and when Odegaard got injured as well, I think we were right without him for the first couple of games, and then suddenly the results they just started to plummet. They started going down. And now obviously Odegaard's back. He's made a big difference within that midfield, that more creative style in the midfield, if you like. But yeah, I'm optimistic. This is going to be a good game. I mean, don't listen to these West Ham fans. They're not going to win. They're going to play well. They are going to give us a game, but they're just not going to win. So, and I hope that
Lodge, Arsenal fans are delusional, don't you? We're hearing it in full effect here. It's in stereo, unfortunately.
I was getting insecure. I was talking too much.
I love what you got to say. Keep going. These guys, they got, there's something wrong with their headphones. I think you guys recharge the batteries or something on them. They're not coming in. There's a lot of static on them, I think. You need to...
Do you know what, lads? My dad always said to me, never trust a West Ham fan with a wonky moustache. Right? So this is true.
Just saying.
Yeah. No, I think based on what we've seen so far, I think we kind of rushed Rice back in a little too soon. I don't think he had enough time to recover from the Euros. I mean, there's Saka and then there's others, right? Saka's come back and hasn't looked really like he's lost anything, but some players need it, and he looked like one that did. He'll gradually get back into the fold, and I think that's kind of what's good for us right now. Is we got what looks like our starting 11 for a bit now. They're only going to hopefully get better as they get healthy. So I'm taking that. You guys were talking about the West Ham game. For me, anyways, I like teams coming in having won games than lost. So, they're going to be happy about it. They're not going to be really looking over their shoulder at the next game going, damn it, we got Arsenal coming. They should be confident coming into that game based on how they played. So we're going to get, we'll get the best out of them as opposed to a team that's like, you know what, we cannot lose to them. They're going to feel they might be able to get something from us based on, especially, of the last 3 games, right? The last 3 West Ham games, they've at least 2 of them, they got what they wanted out of it. So, they should feel confident about that. But yeah, so I'll take you. That's good that you got the win, but it's good that we also have been trending upward. So, we'll see what happens. Right. Everybody saw, everybody thought, well, Forest would give us a game. And we were able to. We looked really good in that one in terms of what we did to them. We go to Sporting. People thought that was going to be a challenge for us as well. We kind of showed everybody, look, this is what I mean. I think we've just gotten back to what I thought we would be going into this season based on what we did last season. It's taken a long time to get there, but yeah, we're here now, and hopefully we're here to stay in terms of our performances and our form going here from here on out. So yeah. That's it. That's all facts. Lawrence, sorry, you don't get it.
I didn't say anything.
I see you're nodding your head, so I can only assume.
No, I respect your opinion.
Well, Mark,
not really.
It's time for you to clarify everything that you've just heard as the lone neutral here, because Tom has chickened out of this conversation. And so, Mark, as a neutral, let's hear your thoughts on this match tomorrow.
Wow. Okay.
You didn't think you were going to be allowed to speak again once I came on the show?
I tell you. I'm kind of like
Valid.
It's kind of like
Valid.
it's kind of like Penn and Teller sometimes. You know, I don't know.
Valid.
Sometimes I'm Teller, and if I speak, I get beaten. But I think that it's gonna come down.
Sorry, Mark, I've just got to say that part. That's Kieran's got it nailed on the head there. We normally beat South London clubs.
Kieran.
Yeah, I mean,
if you know, you know.
Normally, no, that doesn't work either. I don't have anything. I have no comment on that one. Again, as I had mentioned earlier, I want to see the West Ham team that played Newcastle show up. You know,
100%.
although I don't think you're going to have like an almost unmarked Souček on a set piece versus Arsenal like you did against Newcastle. You guys are going to have to work. You're going to have to put together that same performance defensively as you did last year. Different manager, and so I don't. Maybe I could see Lopetegui parking the bus and just daring Arsenal to come at me, you know, and just play that way for 90 minutes and get a point, you know. I think for Arsenal, I think it's at London Stadium, or is it at the Emirates?
At the London Stadium.
Is it London Stadium? Okay. I think for Arsenal, this is a bigger match for them than it is for West Ham. Again, I think West Ham just can sit back and be happy with a point. Arsenal needs all three. Arsenal needs all 3 points in this one to keep pace with Liverpool, who I believe is going to take on a team that is just not only lacking in talent due to injury and age, but to keep pace with Liverpool. You know, Arsenal needs these 3 points to keep pace with Liverpool, and if not, I'm not saying that it's over, but it's going to be tough. I'm not counting out City, because we all know that they tend to come alive in January. You know, I think in the last 2 years, City was down. They kind of were a slow starter, you know. So, yeah, I'm watching it, or am I not? No, I'm going shopping with the missus.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know, but you know, I'll get to watch the Leeds match, and I'll get to watch.
All right, who do you think wins it, Mark? Who do you think wins it? Who are you putting your money on? Straight win.
Straight win. Arsenal.
All right, there you go. That's why we love him. All right, well let's move on a little bit to a different topic that Mark brought up a little bit already, because there's another huge match this weekend, and it's Liverpool at home. Man City should have been a massive dogfight of a game, but right now we're kind of limping into this a little bit. Liverpool are winning, and they're playing just fine. They're I wouldn't say they look incredible, but they are getting the results. So it's what you need to do. And they're getting the results in the Champions League as well. I think they're top of the Champions League as well. So very good. Man City, on the other hand, how many in a row is that they've since they've won? Is like 6 or 7 since they've won.
One, yeah.
Fucking insane.
Well, I mean, that Champions League results, they're up in the 80th minute. They're up 3-0, and they drew.
That's crazy. Yeah, Mark, that was crazy. Yeah.
What is going on? And it's just.
Yeah, I hate to say that. I feel like I'm actually rooting for a Man City win, and I haven't done that in so long.
As an Arsenal fan, you have
exactly. You had no choice.
That's the result you want.
Yeah.
You're hoping for a
No, I
Liverpool
really
loss.
don't. That could
You're rooting for a
kickstart
Liverpool
them.
loss.
Anthony,
It
why are you
never-
saying no?
We don't root for anybody to win.
I think personally, I mean, look, Man City's going through a bit of a bad patch at the minute, but I think what a game this could be if they can turn it around against top of the table, right? So, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're poor in form. Liverpool are playing well under Arne Slot. I feel that Liverpool are more creative in that midfield than what they were under Klopp. You know, Arne Slot's brought a different style and a bit of tactic. You can see he's had a bit of spice to that Liverpool team. But in all fairness, for us Arsenal fans, it's got to be a draw.
Yeah,
honestly, it's got to be a draw.
That's the dream result for you,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, but I mean, Haaland's not scoring at the minute. The only reason I touched this on our show, didn't I, Tim, with Haaland? What it is, he's a goal scoring machine. Yeah, he hasn't been scoring of late, but a machine needs to be fed fuel. So if he's not getting supplied the ball, he's not scoring. That's what I said. He's not one of those strikers like an Ollie Watkins or like, let's say, our old striker Thierry Henry. When he gets the ball, you don't see him go on these solo runs and, you know, getting a goal, hitting the ball in the back of the net. He doesn't do that, Haaland. That Haaland needs to be supplied with that ball. If he's not supplied with that ball, yeah, he doesn't score. It's as simple as that.
Well, it even seems like the service that he does get, he's so hungry to score right now that he's almost putting. It's not like the flow of the game is not coming to him. He's like chasing it almost. You know, it's like when you're playing pool and you're like, I got to make this shot, you know, and you know, if you just let the game come to you, you know, it becomes much easier and you're a lot more successful. And Haaland, like, I mean, I don't know the last City game that I watched, but he had opportunities to score and you know, and inform Haaland. He should have. But it just seemed like the little flicks and the little movements that he was making to try and get the ball in the back of the net were he was thinking about it too much. That's the way it seemed to me.
Yeah, he's lost that humbleness, you know?
Yeah, humble is a word that was coming to my mind as well, Gary.
So I think he's lost a little bit. That
you want to use mine?
That comment, how he's how
you
he
want
is,
mine?
That comment and how he's responded to it. You know, that to me shows. I mean, this shows who he is.
Take care, Matt.
You say that,
Matt. Take care, buddy.
All right. Have a good night. You say those things and then you don't back it up the next month. You know, that kind of shows a lot of things right there. You know, people, you know, want to compare him to some of the greats in the Premier League, and I think that humbled him. You know, that's a bit of a stumble he's on right now. So yeah. I mean, well, he might wake up, he might not. All right, but I think they need him to. Yeah, they need him to. I mean, they don't really have another answer right now because nobody else is as good as him on that team in terms of putting the ball in the net. So, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to reach. He's gonna have to reach deep down and find whatever it is that, you know, people call legends of the Premier League and to show us why he should be considered. So
yeah, well, I hear what you guys are saying, and Anthony, you bring up a lot of good points. And I can't root for a City win. I don't want Liverpool to win. I'm absolutely going for a draw because, as I said about West Ham and Wolves, you guys will be just fine. City will be just fucking fine, and they will be in this title race for the rest of the season. They could play terrible till Boxing Day, and then win every single game in the second half of the season. They're a team that can do that sort of shit. And De Bruyne is, let's just remember, De Bruyne had been out for a long time as well.
Yeah,
and he's really
back.
only just getting back into
100%,
full game.
Lolo. That's a good point.
He will dominate and he will feed that robot, as you were saying.
But how's Foden doing? I hadn't watched many matches. Is he falling off? What's going on?
He's falling off as well.
He's the best, he's best player in the world.
Yeah.
I love it, but what's
best
happening?
Player in the fucking Premier League.
Yeah,
he's got no spot. He's got no spot with Haaland in there. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of Foden's spot. And who would you rather have? And you know, Pep has said, "I'm gonna dance with what brung me." You know, and
I don't know. I'm
I mean,
100%
and
agreeing
you know,
with
I
Andy.
mean,
They're not
they've
feeding
shedded
Haaland needs to be
such.
fed in the box.
They've shed
And-
such talent in that position. I mean, Cole Palmer. You know, I mean, are they kicking themselves? Are they, you know, as far as where they're sitting right now? You know, and who's the other guy that's doing really well? That was a youngster for City and
well, Julian Alvarez as well. They didn't replace him. So when Haaland's just not working, what they were able to do last season was to either add Julian Alvarez to the mix, a more creative striker, or have a game where he starts instead of Haaland. Not that he's benching Haaland, but just as this team Julian will be better for. And this season they don't have that. He starts and he plays every minute. And so yeah, exactly. You write them off at your own peril. Yeah. I feel like in the end, City are more likely to have a great second half of the season than Liverpool are. I feel like Liverpool will have some drop off. They're in a new manager bounce type thing where things are working, and they are a good team. But I feel like City are more likely to go on a tear than Liverpool are.
Also you got this next 6 or 7 or 8 weeks without Konate, who many consider one of the best defenders in the league.
100%,
So I mean, they might win this one, but I think over time, and the Premier League will wear you down. Especially, it's a big drop off from Konate to Gomez. I think it is who they got, and I think Virgil van Dijk can only do so much. I mean, he can only be man for them because Konate has been helping for a lot this season. I think, right? So that's the thing. I mean, they might get the win today, but I think over time it might wear them down. And even if it doesn't, I just think it'll wear them down in that back line at some point, and it will, So we'll see. I don't like injuries, but you know what? Everybody has to deal with them. So, you're just going to have to, we'll see this is a Slot's time to show us, how does he deal with this challenge? Because I don't think he's dealt with much this season in terms of any not controversy, but any kind of challenges that the team has met. This is the first one. So here we go. First test up, we'll see how he does.
Well, we think, Gary, we're not far away from the transfer window for January and that, and it wouldn't surprise me that Liverpool were up their stakes and get Braithwaite from Everton to cover. For for him missing.
Yeah,
because obviously Van Dijk is not getting any younger.
Yep. And they're going to need it long. Like you said, that means they're going to need it long term anyway. So
he's almost 33 now, Van Dijk. Believe it or not, he's almost 33. So obviously age is not gone on his side. I think as a defender, it's not too bad. Obviously when you get older, because obviously as long as you're there as centre back, as long as you've got your posture and you're strong and physical, like up in the air to get the balls out the box and just make it, and ping out a pass, like sort of thing, you're fine. I mean, you've got to understand, he's getting older. I mean, he's still younger than the West Ham defence. Let's be honest. I mean, the West Ham defence are like, but actually their team is actually a fraud. They're getting paid by West Ham and claiming a pension at the same time. So that's terrible.
That's double dipping. How can they do that? Is that against the law? You're double dipping, man. You can't get paid twice. Come on, let the other people get some money. What is up with that, man? That's rude.
We've got a Labour government in there, Gary, so it's acceptable. That's what it is. It's acceptable. So, yeah.
That's great. Well, did everybody get their say on this? Because we do need to go on to our next segment. I was waiting for Mr. Tom to come back, but he didn't. He didn't.
Mr. Tom, your audience awaits.
Come on, Mr. Tom.
So,
I want to see the bets.
Yeah, so he's not on here, so I'll go ahead and run Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom until he pops on, if he does pop on. But if he doesn't, let's go ahead and do Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. Lolo.
Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. Come on, Lo, place your bets.
All right, this is Betting in the Dark with Mr. Tom. As we like to remind everybody, we asked Mr. Tom to get the craziest, wildest bets that he can find where $1 or £1 could be turned into hundreds of dollars or pounds, which means they are not good bets. So please do not waste your money. But if you do, let us know, because you could become a 100-air just like Mark was at one point until he bet every single one of these bets for 2 years after.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there he is, the 100-air. All right, so let's get to it. The tryptophan edition. Oh, great. Starting with West Ham versus the Arsenal. Mr. Tom has chosen West Ham United to win 3-1. Mikel Antonio to score first. And Kai Havertz to score.
Very smart man.
Wow.
Very wise man.
This £1 bet could net you nearly £400 because it's ridiculous.
It is. I think I'd rather put £1 on a Danny. What is it? Danny Ings hat-trick. To be honest with you.
I want to apologize for all the bad things I said about Mr. Tom after this.
That is just no.
Lawrence, it's only a 2-hour show.
Well, let's just say if it does end 3-1, I don't think the other two are that bad of bets at all. If you were just to go with Mikel Antonio to score first, yeah, Arsenal gives up goals. And sometimes we get like punched in the mouth in the beginning of a match where we get caught sleeping. I just don't know about the 3-1 result. That would be fucking awesome. Incredible for West Ham and disastrous for Arsenal. And I just don't see it.
I won't be going on those shoes for a month, I'll tell you that. But,
that would be such a great thing, Ant. I see you on Sunday on that early time. Oh, I would love that.
It's a lot of dreaming going on. You guys are dreaming.
Oh Lord.
Well, the inverse is probably 30 cents. To take Arsenal and have Havertz score first and Antonio to score.
Yeah.
I don't see that being a very lucrative bet.
I think. Yeah. I like that 3-1.
How we doing, Uncle?
Well, if you want $1 to turn into $500, go find this bet somewhere, and anybody who's willing to take your dollar. All right, let's go to the next one. We have Fulham versus Spurs. Fulham to win 3-2. That is very doable. Dom Solanke to score first, and Emile Smith-Rowe to score at some point. Let's see, Dom Solanke scoring, that means Tottenham scores first, and then they end up losing 3-2. That sounds very plausible.
Yeah, it does. I reckon that's quite good. It hurts me seeing that name at the bottom, Emmanuel Smith-Rowe. I mean,
yeah,
I can't believe he left us, to be honest with you. But
you guys just didn't have space for him. He got injured too often, and other players got jumped in, and there was no place for Smith-Rowe. I'm happy that he was able to leave and find success elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, for the sake of the player, yeah, I understand. I think him and Mikel Arteta didn't get on, to be honest with you. But he's a shame, really. But yeah, I wish him all the best. But this bet here, 3-2, out of the two, I think this one was more the possible one of happening. Fulham beating Tottenham, because that young guy for Fulham, Harry Wilson?
Yeah, Harry Wilson.
Oh, what a baller he is! He's been scoring of late, but really, really good player as well. Young, so
he's a super sub, isn't he?
Sorry,
is he like the super sub that comes off and bangs in the goals, isn't he?
He's the one, that comes off the sub bench and scored the goals. Yeah, good player, very good player.
Who did they just lost last week? Fulham to
Wolves. We spanked them.
Nobody expected that. Nobody expected. Even I didn't expect that. I'll tell you what.
I thought it was going to be a draw.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a draw. I had that down as a 1-1 draw. That game.
Yeah, I think Lawrence, you had it as a draw as well.
And I just don't see Big Ange going and learning anything from that Wolves match. He's just going to continue to do his own thing. And Fulham's, they've got some speed on their counterattack, man. And they've got some guys who can do some creative stuff. So I think 5 goals in this match. Yeah, easy. That's not a bad bet, Mr. Tom. So if you got a pound, you want to turn it into 287.
The last match of the week.
Is it?
Is it? Because I think it might be the last match of the week, and that is notoriously a high scoring
one. Yeah.
No, it's Sunday morning. There's 3 Sunday morning at the same time at 8:30 a.m. our time.
Last match is actually Wolves
Liverpool City.
No, that's last week.
Liverpool, Mark.
Liverpool City.
We tried again.
I'm on the wrong. Okay,
Yeah,
just give me a chance. I was on the wrong.
It's on the screen,
wrong
dude.
week.
It's on the screen.
On the wrong. I'm not looking at the screen. I've got my screen switched. I'm watching
the screen, Mark.
I'm watching some 10 orgy porn.
What are you looking at your OnlyFans page or something?
I was actually looking at the injury report.
All right.
There you have
Well, let's move on to the last one. Let's see what we got. Liverpool versus Man City, the big one of the weekend. Man City to win 4-1. Salah to score first and Haaland to score. Ooh, 4 unanswered goals.
To me, this is
you could
the
have
most
£1 turn
bet.
into 380.
This is the most plausible bet of the bunch.
Liverpool to give up 4 goals after taking a lead at home. I think, yeah.
Just saying.
Got that one.
I mean, you could see them do it. You know, I'm saying of all the bets, Salah to score first and Haaland to score, very plausible. And
True.
City to win 4-1,
No way.
It's a stretch, but it could happen. I don't see Solanke and Emil Smith-Rowe both scoring against Tottenham.
No, I caught him.
You know,
Take care, Colin.
I don't
Right,
see
Colin.
that. I don't see West Ham beating Arsenal at all. At all. 3-1? No. Maybe 1-0. I could see that. But I can't see 3-1 against Arsenal in that defense. No. But this is the one that I go, this could happen. You're saying there's a chance. Yes, I am.
I don't know.
Fair shout, Mark. Fair shout.
But for $484, I mean, that means if you put a quarter on it, you could win $100. So maybe it's worth a quarter. I guess. All right. Any other thoughts on this one, guys?
I do
Nothing.
want Liverpool to lose. Not that scoreline is a little ambitious. That looks they're asking a lot there. Unless Konate is the linchpin that they basically lose them and then that's all she wrote and then we see what they're all about. But don't see it. Don't see that.
No, I can't see it. I can't see that happening. This one. I think the best one is for me is the Fulham Tottenham one.
Yeah,
that's got more chance of happening out of 3.
Yeah, well, you know what? The referees have anything to say about it, it can happen, right? So, you had the referee factor in.
All right, if you guys just want to go with the results that Tom has chosen for us, West Ham to win, Fulham to win, City to win, put all those together in a parlay. You could turn €1 or £1 into £103. So
that's very curious. That it seems rather low for a 3-game parlay with West Ham beating Arsenal. Doesn't 103 to 1 102 to 1 seem low.
What's FanDuel got to say about that?
No, because like West Ham to beat Arsenal is probably like 400 or something. $4 for every $1. And then so Fulham beating Tottenham, that's probably around the same as well. Maybe West Ham is 500 or 600, and then City to win is probably only like, they're probably the underdogs, but it's like plus 100, plus 200 is what I'm guessing. So it's actually higher than I thought. The payout is more than I thought it would be. Mark.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same on FanDuel as well. It's 101, not quite as good as you might get in the UK.
Thank you very much. That was a great comment there. We should put that back on.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Absolutely exponential. Yes, absolutely.
This guy just kind of put a smile on your face. Keep you happy.
I appreciate that. It made me happy there.
I do remember coming on here and saying your team is better than your results show. Okay, so I did.
Oh, you gave us a little that until you.
I don't care what the others say about you, Lolo. I think you were right, and also you did state that. I heard you.
Lolo has a good thing of setting you up. Oh, yeah, we really like you, but we're gonna smash you.
Yep. There you go. You're a very good team. You're so good. You guys got so many good players. You're just not as good as Arsenal. So
that's true. It's true.
Gary fucking Busey. I wonder who Gary Busey supports. Anyway, all right, guys. That's it for betting in the dark. So let's go. Let's take a look at the matches this weekend, and let's look at some of these other matches that are going on. I don't want to go through every single one of these, but I want to ask you guys, what is another match in here that you will be paying close attention to tomorrow?
Good shit.
Or this weekend? For me, if you want me to go first, for me, it's going to be Chelsea versus Aston Villa.
100%, Ant. You took my name.
And the only reason being is because if Chelsea beats Aston Villa, their next 6 games after that are quite easy. So that's 20, including the Aston Villa, that's 21 points all in total if they win. I personally think they're capable of getting at least 18 points. If that's the case, that's going to put them right up towards the top of obviously where you've got Liverpool. You've got to put Man City there, Chelsea. There's us looking around. I still think that 4th spot is still up for grabs when you actually look at the Premier League. Look at that. I mean, Spurs. I hate to say it, but look at them, 3 points. Yeah. So it's very close. So the ones for me at this minute, you've got to put Chelsea into this equation as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't write off Chelsea. Chelsea just happened to be a team for me where I feel like they will play up to their competition, and they will also play down to their competition. They're a very young team, and they're also a bunch of hot-headed fuckers as well that, you see them fighting over the penalty kick, you see them fighting each other, you see them like they've got some problems, and I think they come together when they play a good team and they can play better, but I could also see them dropping weird points where you'll be like, oh, they play Everton this week and they end up getting smashed or something, so I hear what you're saying about an easy run, but I feel like they're going to do better against better competition this year and lose weird points because they're young.
And I think one other match would be very interesting. We went to it is the Liverpool Man City. Now, has Man City lost their last 3 Prem matches?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Liverpool, who's top of the table, and I did predict them to win it this year, can Man City actually lose 4 Prem matches in a row? Because 3 in a row was the first time since when? They went back like in the early 2000s, if that. So that's a very interesting match if they would lose that match to say they lost 4 Prem matches in a row.
Yeah, you're right, Lawrence. You're absolutely right. Because in all fairness, you look at last season's table. Man City only lost 4 games last season.
Yeah,
They lose to
exactly.
Liverpool this weekend. They've already lost 4. That's 30.
In a
That's
row.
13
Yeah.
games into it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting season this season. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I think what I might be looking at is as well as I did last week was Crystal Palace last week played Aston Villa, and that was kind of my upset special of the night, and that almost came true if it wasn't for a last-second goal by Aston Villa. I see the same thing with Crystal Palace and Newcastle. Newcastle going to Selhurst, that's going to be a tough place for them to play. Newcastle really needs the points because they want to stay in the top 10. They want to before the top 6 or 5 or however many get to go to Disneyland. If they want to keep pace with that group, they need the full 3 points. Crystal Palace is, as we know, fighting for their to get above relegation. This is gonna be a scrap. And I think this is going to be a fun watch. And if I get a chance, I'd be watching it, but I don't think I'm gonna because Wolves are playing at the same time, and I'm going to be watching that.
Yeah, I think another interesting game will be is Manchester United back, or is it the same old, same old? They've had a little bit of a scare. They did get the win, but Everton comes to town, and we'll see how they do, but that because Arsenal plays them next. That's the only reason why I'm maybe somewhat interested in it. But we'll see how they do on that one. Expect them to win, but you never know. So but otherwise, I think we talked about pretty much every other game. But that's another one. It could be a big surprise. I mean, I personally, fireworks on Sunday for me. That's what I want. I want chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And that could happen on that day. I mean, Aston Villa could come out, like the Aston Villa Chelsea game could just be crazy because Aston Villa's been struggling of late. But are they gonna drop points in 5 straight Premier League matches? That's kind of what's on the line for them. And so. So
it's interesting Sunday.
Yeah, can have a lot of craziness going on, and so
sure.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea Villa game is the one that I'll be paying the most attention to. But if we want to talk pure fun, I think one that should be good fun would be Wolves Bournemouth, actually, because believe it or not, Wolves had scored like the most goals in the league somehow. Where are the standings? I think you guys are.
We have scored quite.
Wolves have 28 goals for.
Oh,
No, that's our
goals against.
That's goals against.
20. But you're up there. You're up there with the top of the table of like you're in the 20s.
I think we're in
where everybody's at.
As far as goals for, I think we're like
Tottenham is the most
top. We're definitely top 10.
You're definitely goals against. You're kicking ass on goals against too. 28.
But as Mark likes to tell you, there were 2 matches that 6 goals were scored against him. So take 12 goals away.
Take 11 and all. Take 11. Take 11, and all things being equal, take the 5 that we scored in those 2. 15, 16.
Yeah.
That's our goal differential. If you take away those 2 games, 15 to 16.
I'm just saying, Bournemouth can be a fun team.
Or -1.
Bournemouth can be a fun team to watch, and Wolves ball out this season. They go flying up, and that dude Cunha is doing some magnificent things. Hard to pick which one of his goals last week was the better goal because they were just both fantastic.
The one where you had the 2 touches and loop it over. That was over Leno. That was just so beautiful.
I think Wolves are going to be feeling that they can pull themselves out of a bad start with another big win here against another giant killer of a team in Bournemouth. So, what do you think, Mark?
Look, we're at home. after an incredible win on last Saturday, 4-1 against Fulham, one that wasn't expected. I think Molyneux is going to be absolutely rocking. Bournemouth, not the best away team. So, and did they get a red card last week? Are they short a starter? Or short a contributing player? I want to say they got a red card last week.
Yeah, they got a red card, didn't they?
No, Brighton got the red card in the Bournemouth match. Brighton got the red card.
Oh, well, shit.
Also got a red card.
I think Cunha's in some fantastic form. We're getting some players back from injuries. Sarabia should be back. Dawson, certainly a contributor in the back for us.
Oh, I love Dawson.
Going to be returning. Dawson's been great for us. At first, when we got him a year and a half ago, I didn't want him. Or was it 2.5 years ago? I don't remember.
That's about a year and a half.
Yeah, I didn't want him.
But
now he's been proving himself.
He's a beast, man. Hard worker,
Yeah, and he's a smart player, and I mean, he certainly puts Holland in his pocket when they play.
He's a beast, man.
So, but I think we can take care of Bournemouth and get the points. Cunha scoring and assisting, and probably managing at one point, calling the plays from up front. He's just doing it all for us. I think we're getting Jose Lima back. I think we get Lima back. We get Dawson back. We're getting healthier at the right time. Well, and as I said earlier, and as I've been saying, as tough as our schedule has been, this is the time where you make hay while the sun shines.
So, Mark, what keeps you all from selling Cunha in January to City when they come knocking?
That's a good question.
Why would he go to City? He won't start. He has a starting gig. He's the star of a Premier League team. Why go to City and sit on the bench? And nobody.
Why do people go to Real Madrid? Why do people go to Barcelona? Why do people go to any of these places?
I don't know. I mean, what are you giving me for Cunha? If Neto was 65 and Kilman was 40 and Neto,
they're gonna give you back 50, that other dude they got. They're gonna give you back the other dude they got, and they go, we got the wrong guy.
No, because he's starting to actually play well for City, Mateus Nunes. But what are you giving me for Cunha?
Cash.
Yeah,
I want cash is a 4-letter word. I want to hear numbers.
I hear you, but the owners are.
You're gonna give us 90, 100. You give us 100,000 for Cunha, I guess that's sold, and we get relegated, and we spend money, and we come back up. I guess. I hope not. But
I guess it's the vision of the owner. I got you, Mark. It's the vision of the owner and what they want to do for that. Because I'm like Lolo. If they give them the money.
Forsen is a notorious. I mean, they have literally said the following things. They have said, "We do not run this like a club. We run it like a business." And
exactly.
And they have said, and this is the one that just I want to kill everyone in that corporation that owns us. They said,
"Don't say that on camera."
I'm saying it on camera because they said, if your aspirations are Europe or Champions League, find yourself another club.
Really?
They said that. They said,
terrible.
If you're hoping if you're a fan of a club that's going to be in Europe or win the league or do whatever, this club isn't for you.
Mark, as a European champion,
and
that would be hurtful because I could have took that.
That hurts. That's, you want to just hear it. You just literally took your thumb and stuck it in my eye while I wasn't wearing these glasses.
That's insane. Why would they say that? Why on earth would they say that?
Because they don't run. They're not running the which bowling alley did you get that from with the claw grab, right?
Why are you holding the football?
A quick story, because I know I can't too many words or John will beat me up. This is my 9/11 football trophy when I was a kid, and we passed it around for my fantasy football league. So I just brought that out there just to know that I am a champion, just like West Ham. Enough said.
All right, wow. I'll let me go get mine.
Everybody's gonna pull out.
Touchdown, Lolo.
Lolo,
everyone's playing.
Is that when you're doing breakdancing? Oh no, there's a ball in the end of the foot. Just
See, there's some champions in the room.
Are you muted? I think you're muted. Thank God you're muted.
Sorry, God damn it. I just wanted to say this everyone plays trophy I found on the street, Lawrence, so I am a champion as well, just as much as West Ham.
Oh, Lord, that's funny.
No, if you can see it. Well, there y'all go. That's 2024 World Pool Championship that me and my team attended. I am Brooklyn Queens 8-ball champion.
You got that off eBay.
No,
here's
sir.
my championship trophy right here, everybody.
What kind of trophy is that?
One of the best trophies.
Well, my trophy is actually packed away right now.
You guys got that. I got this.
Yeah,
much better.
That trophy, where me and Tony comes from, we call that a token.
Gets you into the city, right? One way. You have to find your way back.
Yeah. All right.
Polish this up a little bit. I ain't touched it in a while.
Oh, that's it, Lawrence. Rub it down, because West Ham ain't gonna win one of they for another while yet. So
Yeah, you just jinx yourself.
Kettle and Black comes to mind, Anthony. Kettle and Black comes to mind.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah. Well, we quickly talked earlier.
Lawrence, just remind you what a trophy looks like.
Yes, exactly.
Remember those years?
No, I don't.
That backdrop, Tony, you have in the back is pretty outstanding. Just want to let you know
that. I know what an FA Cup looks like.
Oh, I'll just remind you then. Let me just kind of.
John, we didn't need to see your Special Olympics trophy. Your coin.
Participation.
2006 New York City Marathon.
Okay, I'll give you some shout.
I don't want to hear you and your faggy little pool trophies and your everybody wins trophy.
Hey, tell your story walking. Tell your story walking.
You mean running, baby, running.
I didn't even participate, and I got a trophy because everyone plays.
Oh, Lord. That's the world we live in.
You stole it from a little kid. That's how you got
Absolutely. They left it on their stoop, and I was like, hey, everyone plays. Fuck that. You need to learn how to lose. You just lost. I'm sorry. My daughter gets one of these trophies. I'm throwing that away. I'm bringing it down here. I'm like, sorry, it's mine. And that, but it's mine. We all got a trophy. I'm like, yeah, I earned it as much as you did. You lost. You lost. You don't get a trophy. Sorry.
Awesome.
Where's our Arsenal second place trophy the last 2 years? Fucking nowhere, because we lost. We get nothing. You get nothing. Go home.
Exactly.
Willy Wonka. Sorry. Yelling at my own self here.
So if Arsenal don't win the league this season or win a trophy, do you think Arteta should go?
it's no. The short answer is no. I don't think he should be sacked. I think he could walk away if he wants, but I don't think that'll happen either. You just got to look at the have some perspective and look at what we've done as a club. He has been key in turning this club back around from just being a banter club. Yes, we still haven't won anything, but our fan base is more together than they've ever been since the Twitter era, the social media era. We're the most together that we've ever been. The vibe at the stadium is incredible. The vibe at away stadiums is incredible. The love and the relationship that we have as fans with the players and the players with us has turned around immensely. And he's brought in an identity to the way that we play, to where when we're not, we go, something's wrong. We're probably not going to win this game, because we now know what our identity is and when it's off. So we were so far away from that not that I want to give him excuses, because winning trophies is the goal, but we've become proud to be Arsenal supporters again. And you can't just throw that in the bin, you know?
Well,
and we are on a good trajectory. It's not like we're just, we're happier as fans and now we're still 6th, 7th, and 8th in the table. It's like, no, now I see a trajectory. I see us in the talks with being one of the best teams in Europe. Like when we play Champions League, it's not like, oh, look who's back anymore. It's like
downward is a trajectory too, right?
You know, I get that same feeling when I eat cheese and onion crisps. I get warm fuzzies, but it doesn't do me any good. It doesn't do me any good. Now, I'm not saying that they should get rid of Arteta.
You just missed all the things I said that it is doing good. It is doing good things, though.
Oh, but the fan base. He's doing great things for the fan base. Hey, man, that and $250 will get you a train. You know,
Mark,
you can have all the warm fuzzies in the stands.
It's changing
but it's
everything around the club.
It's $290 now.
Oh, is it $290? Jeez, I just blindly pay it. I don't even look anymore. It's kind of like my grocery bill.
Mark, you know what it does get you? Those warm and fuzzies, what they do get you is when the team is down and in a shitty situation and just not playing, or something bad happens on the pitch, and our fans get behind them and we come together and support each other like that, and the players feel it and turn it around. That's worth more than your $2.50 or whatever you said.
Arsenal needed to change. Yes, they needed to change.
Yes, agreed.
Right,
agreed.
And so that's one thing that's happened. It needed to change for the better. It's done that. They needed a clean house. They've done that. Next up is, we need to compete for trophies. We somewhat have done that in the Premier League. In the other 3 opportunities that we have not been able to get close to winning a trophy in any of those yet under Arteta. So that has to change. So no, he's done all of that now. I mean, is he going to be the one that gets us across the line? That's the thing we don't know. That's why when he got hired, I said I would rather have somebody with a lot more experience, so I catch them after all that experience that they had. Right? Well, he's going to have to learn how to do that, because I think he's still a little, I say naive, I guess, sometimes in how he manages that and tries to see out a game, and that's come back to haunt us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you expect him to be a little bit more cutthroat in certain situations, and he hasn't done that yet. So that's why the team has to, for me, seriously think about it if they don't come away this season without something to hold on to, something to put in the cabinet. Is he going to get there? And if he is going to get there, then they need to spend the money. That's the other part to this for me. It's like, if you're going to keep him, then we have to give ourselves the most the better odds to win it. And the only way to do that right now is to have some of the better players out there that we need, because we're all thinking we need a striker, a big striker. We need somebody who can score goals. That's the other part to it. Either goals or a striker. You give me one of those two, and that gives us better chances. I like having better chances than, you know what, we might have to overachieve, right? So that's kind of how I look at it.
I have to ask, how much more money do you need to spend? You have spent hundreds of millions of dollars over the last 3 years. You
costs a lot of money. Costs a lot of money to do this.
You have spent money.
Everybody is.
At what point? Everybody is going to go, this is your team. Go with it.
And that's where for me, if the well does dry up, that's where, as a manager, you're going to have to overachieve with your players. Right, a player that everybody thinks is a 7 is going to have to show up as a 9 some games because of the way the manager plays it out. So for me, that's where he's got to learn fast, because that's the only thing he's got left on him right now is. I felt we've had it.
The problem here is, Gary, what if we do win the league this year? Then Arteta is never sacked. Like, how many years does that buy him? What if we win the league this year and then don't win it for 6 years? He just lives on that?
Well, that's why you evaluate where you stand. If you don't see any more progress,
so we're evaluating where we stand.
Yeah.
I just look at it like if we sack him, who do we bring in that fixes everything? Who do we bring in that fixes?
Slot has just shown you that if you have the structure and you have the players, sometimes it might just be a change of scenery for the manager that you bring in.
Fired. He wasn't fired. The only way you have it set up like that is if the manager just retires. The new manager that comes in when somebody's been sacked is never given like, oh, here, it's already set up for you. It doesn't happen like that.
I said, if you don't feel like he's going to get you across the line as an ownership group, then you make the change. Right?
But you've just given him a new contract. That's the problem.
No, that's why they have to back him now.
They have to back £870 million. We still don't. £870 million. They've given that man.
I hear everything you're saying.
What you've got so far.
Well, I'm still watching a team that doesn't give me everything that we need. Right?
This is the problem. I mean, look,
that's why it's up. That's why Arteta.
You said about him being naive.
Yeah.
There's another word I'll give you for it. Clueless. Because you watch him in certain games when things are going south, he looks like this.
Yeah.
You got any ideas? The coaching staff look at him and they went, clueless. Yeah. This man has not got a plan B.
Well, that's it, and that's where so then it's the ownership group that's not helping out either, right? So
the Conkies come in and said they're not there to win silverware.
Yeah,
that's your owners.
Yeah, well, and that's why a lot of people want them gone as well. So I mean, it's
the Cronkies win silverware all over the United States. I think they were not involved with Arsenal. Arsenal was a back burner project for them that they've only in the past few years decided to go, oh, we won. What did they win? They won hockey. They won NBA. Mark, you know better than
yeah, they won basketball, hockey, lacrosse.
Basketball, hockey.
Yeah,
pretty much basketball, hockey, and the NFL. They own the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams have been doing well,
and the Avalanche have all won quote unquote world championships.
So I feel like their focus shifted over here a little bit of like, okay, let's do it. Arteta was flown over every summer to like hang out and talk with them, and I think it's more like, okay, this is our next step to prove we are a dynasty legacy sports family. Now let's do it in Europe, and I think. Not that fixes anything, but I think they're more involved than they ever have been, and they are not like what Mark said about we're just here to make money. If you want to win trophies, go support another team.
They want to hold trophies But
I think
going
they
back
have all
to
the money in the world.
Oh, they most certainly do, and it's everything else. Everything else is one. Now it's in their mind. It's like now let's get one with Arsenal. But going back to about Arteta and whether or not he's the man to get the job done, or should he be fired? Should he do this? Should he do that? I think for Arsenal, it might be worse off if they win the league. To lose Arteta, because then Arteta can say, I did it, and the offers are going to come in, and he'll have his pick by winning the league. That will give him that resume, put it on his VC, put it on his resume. If by not winning, I think that he sticks around. He has proven. I mean, he's getting them to Europe. Fall out of Europe, then maybe a firing might follow. But I think that that's my thoughts on the
Mark.
this whole Arteta.
If he doesn't win anything this year, I think right here Aguna Matata is saying he should walk if nothing again. I think what's scary to me is this is a perfect situation where it's looking like the league is going to be tough for us to win again, and we may fall short again. But you know who else is falling short? Is fucking Real Madrid. And Ancelotti is not going to put up with that, and he could walk. And Arteta has done enough to be pulling the attention of La Liga. If Koeman wasn't doing as good at Barcelona, he'd definitely be looking at Barcelona would be looking at him. They already were. Real Madrid could come calling. If Ancelotti walks and we don't win anything this season, instead of Arteta being fired, if they give him a call, boom, he's Real Madrid and he's winning Champions Leagues without even trying.
And if you say that, does that mean that you have not got the right, caliber of player at Arsenal compared to Real Madrid?
No, I think this is a bottoms up project that he was given project manager over, and he hadn't ever project managed anything. It's like a kid coming out of college and being like, oh, you're now project manager of the east side of Manhattan. And you're like, wait, what the fuck? And you're going at it. Real Madrid, been there, done that. Talent comes in and out, and they can recycle, and there's people there. Arteta is kind of like rebuilt everything from scratch and kind of gotten rid of people who have been there, done that sort of thing. So he's on his own. So if he does good, it's him being brilliant. If he doesn't, it's him being naive and too young and sticking to his guns when he really doesn't have anything to back it,
But then you've got to look at the Brighton manager. Okay, they drew today, but look at this Brighton manager. He's already put an identity on this team in a short period of time. And it's like we've already said, he's coming to Liverpool and that. He's put an identity onto Liverpool and that, and look what they're doing at the moment.
These are managers who have managed before.
Yeah,
that's why.
He's managed before, but then the other one is Mascherano. He got Leicester up. He's coming to Chelsea and that. And
but
Chelsea
once again, he's managed before. It doesn't matter what level.
He managed before.
Arteta's in the same position though.
But for me, managing doesn't matter what level you are. But you're managing that team. Everything is on your head, right?
It is absolutely. I agree on that.
Experience.
But the one thing that Arteta has not got is man management skills. Yep. He is
That's exactly what I'm saying. AFC always.
He cannot deal with man management. He is no good at doing that. If a player speaks out of turn, he's gone. No matter what quality he is. I mean, at the end of the day, he's got rid of some good players when he didn't need to. If you say something wrong, you're benched because you've upset Arteta because he's got, he's a fragile person. It's things like that, when
to be fair, have you had a conversation with a 20-year-old these days? It's fucking awful. So I'd be the same way.
Lolo,
like, you talk bad to
Lolo.
me, get the fuck out of here.
I've managed in, I've managed from for 30 odd years. I've dealt with it for the last 2 years. Yes, I mean these people think
horrible.
these kids at 20
You
years
can't
old
tell them
think they know
anything
anything.
these days.
Well, you just tell them a few home truths, and
like I'll bust your ass if you don't shut your mouth.
Words to those effects, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. It's
Or like,
words to
talk
those
to me that
effects.
way again, and your Gatorade will have bleach in it.
I'll poison you, bastard.
I've not been caught in that. Exactly. I've not been caught in that at all, Director John.
It's more like,
so far.
hey, you don't talk to me that way. The worse you talk to me, the better your mom looks. Bang your mom.
Yeah. Bang your mom and give her a child she'll love.
Wow, this has gone there.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah. Now, like I said, I think, as you said, I think it's probably a top-down issue. Probably the ownership is not really helping either. So that's why we are where we are. And everything he's gotten everything he's needed. He hasn't shown enough, I think, in the short. I mean, even if it is a short amount of time, because we are seeing turnarounds quickly. Like you said, identities change day one. They don't change after 5 years, right? Like you come in there and the identity of the team is shown right away. We've seen it with all the new managers that have come into the league and taken over a new team. Day one, you see a change. You don't have to wait for it. Like it changes, and if that means you sit. Arteta won't do that. He won't sit someone when they don't want to follow the rules. Basically, their rules, and he has to have control of his squad. So, like all the things that he's done, like if you're not gonna go out there and get a certain player, the player that sits behind him has to come in when the starter is not doing it for you. We see it all the time, I mean, he sat on a bench and watched Pep sub somebody in the 35th minute, so he knows it can be done. We still wait until 60 minutes to sub, even though guess what? For 45 minutes, they didn't answer the questions that were posed to them, right? So you sub them at halftime. Nope, we wait another 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes we get punished for it. Other times we're okay. But like for me, those are little things that, you know what? We've seen him bring players in and take them out. So, it's there. Yeah. But like if it's a starter, if it's somebody that he guess he likes, he won't do that, even if they're not playing well. Like I think those are, at the end of the day, your wins and losses is how this thing works, and not everybody's going to be able to give it to you every game. So you got to be able to know when to pull the lever and say, you got to go. I got to bring somebody in here who can get the job done today. It's not your day. That's fine, but. He's not, and that comes for me, anyways, with experience that he doesn't have.
But don't forget, he was regarded as the next best thing, wasn't he? This is the problem as well.
Sitting next to Pep doesn't get you the experience when you're like we're seeing it. It doesn't. I mean, there's players. We've seen people who've sat on the bench with Pep, and you see where they are now, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, Maresca, I believe, is that the Chelsea player? He's Chelsea manager. He sat on the bench with Pep, and we've seen the difference it makes. One, when you have your own experience, and two, when you've had a lot longer experience as well. So.
Yeah, but you don't see Maresca walking around with lemons and pickpockets and light bulbs and things like that. I mean,
you could be all the weird you want to, but you got to be able to back that up.
Yeah,
that's the problem. That's the thing. I don't mind what you do, but you got to be able to back that up. You can do all these weird things and all of that because some managers can do that, but then you got to back it up with the performance, right? So,
I mean, he's how we doing, Aaron? I mean, apparently the next best thing, I don't think the Arsenal players know this yet, but they're going to have one of these A-frame signs and that, and walk up and down the, Highbury High Street and play the band and the tambourines. It's weird, but it's on the next program apparently. So look forward to that one.
Yeah. I and as people say, you Arteta in or out, I just say I'm Arsenal in. If it's not good for Arsenal, then it's got to go. So
I've always backed that.
Yeah. But I think the problem with that, Gary, when you think about it, when you had George Graham, George Graham, what he did with the club, obviously then he went, in come Arteta. Wenger. Wenger comes in, changes the style of play, the health regime and all this kind of stuff, wins a couple of leagues, etc. But once that squad starts aging and then goes, then the Arsenal started losing its identity, and also your trophies and your winning the leagues all started to go downhill. Emery comes in, he's got an hard job to do, and then of course they don't like what they see with him. He's out. In comes Arteta. Arteta wins FA Cup, but with a previous manager's team. That starts to get watering down, and you are where you are now.
But
Which
let's
is
get
in
one
a
thing right.
very good
Emery wasn't backed.
spot.
Emery was never backed.
Exactly.
Like
That's the thing,
Arteta.
Anthony. He wasn't
And-
backed, whereas this man has been. What's the difference?
Exactly. And I always say with Mikel Arteta, when he won us that FA Cup, 80% of that team was Wenger's, and 20% of that team was Unai Emery's. He won them the FA Cup. So when you fast forward down to, let's say, to this present day, 850 million after, this is Mikel Arteta's own team, right? His own team. He hasn't won anything. It was last week, it was 5 years to the day that Mikel
Absolutely,
Arteta came
Scooby.
to Arsenal Football Club. And in all fairness, he won an FA Cup, but under two different managers' team. Nothing under his team at the minute. And that's the problem I got with Mikel Arteta. This is why I said that I think the contract came way too early for him to sign. If he would have won the league this season, or last season, I would have said, give that man a contract. He deserves it. He's won us something. He's won us silverware. But he hasn't. So I personally think the contract was offered to him way too soon.
Yeah. I think that just the contract thing it's all optics. Like they've already got this shit agreed beforehand. It's something where the second season that Arteta was in, and people were like, "Oh, you're Arteta in, out," and I was like, "It doesn't fucking matter what I am." They have a backroom. Arteta is acting the way you act when you know you have time. He's not doing. He's not making decisions like a man who could be fired. He's going, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. He's thinking in the future. And some of the decisions where they just didn't play out very well. But he's had time. And I think that's all optics shit. And those things get signed at times where we need a little boost or whatnot. But let's just, before we're all talking like we've bottled a third season in a row, we are 12 games into the season. We're a third of the way, not even a third of the way of the season. And everybody's like, Arsenal have lost it. It's gone. It's done. Look at the shape of your club. The past two games that we played was some of the fucking best football I've seen in a while. And that's that's who we are, because our team is back. Our captain is back. I'm just like, when somebody ended a comment earlier of like, da 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 da, and we got this and this, and now here we are. Like, here you are with shit on your face. Here we are. We're in a fucking, what? The standards are so high right now that the fact that we are not on top of the league right now is, oh, your season's fucking over. You're 12 games in. Well, the past 2 years, we've been on the top half of the season, a bunch of the season, and didn't win anything. So I'm like, fuck it. I'd rather be 4th, 5th right now. Let's go into this and then fucking charge on in the rest. Like, what? So fucking frustrating. So fucking frustrating. Because it is a results-based business. And trophies are tangible. Wins, tangible. 3 points, tangible. I just think rebuilding a club has a lot of intangibles that create those tangibles, and you kind of got to get everything set first. Yes, it's taken longer than I wanted it to.
Yeah.
But I also feel like Arteta's not in any rush. He knows he has time.
And that's a worrying thing.
It is a worrying thing, yeah. It really is. Because
he becomes too comfortable.
Yeah.
And there's your problem there in that respect, because, now he's got this extension. Rinse and repeat. That's all I'm going to say.
Unless we win the league, and then that extension. What if we win the league and the Champions League this year? Let's just say, well, fucking what if? Then that contract extension becomes a brilliant business decision because it's way cheaper than if we did it afterwards. And you know what? A contract extension, we could always cancel it and fucking fire him.
Yeah.
Contracts don't mean
if that happens, Lolo, yeah, I'll grow hair.
Me too. I'll stop wearing hats.
Right there
because
with
I'll have-
That's the promise I'll give you if he does that.
Yeah.
I'll look to
That's
grow
a
hair.
lottery. That's a lottery ticket, Lolo.
That's fine. And you know what? Somebody wins the lottery every now and then. Every few weeks, usually. Somebody wins it.
Never like them odds.
So why not me?
Share the wealth then, please.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's all good. Is this Arteta know that he can win everything that's still on the table for him? You know, does he know that? You know, that's the thing. We'll find out, but he should know that he can win pretty much everything still that's out there. He just has to. Attention to detail matters. I like to say just win. The only game that matters right now is the next one. So win the next one, and then we'll see how we do that. We do that.
That's
What,
what you gotta
40
do,
more
yeah.
times? Do that like
Yes, thank
35 more times for the season, and we'll see where
Yeah.
we're at. But
That's how you have the mindset. You're right. To the next match.
That's what I tell Mark when we're playing pool. I'm like, Mark, you only got to make one ball. You only got to make one fucking ball. And then you got to only make the next ball. That's one. You only got to we only got to win one fucking game.
That's it.
And then we got to win the next one. But
All we
right now,
need
you only got to
One
win.
pin, Rodney.
Well, guys, we are overtime. I hope you all have had a good time talking with us. I've really enjoyed having you guys on here. Some newer faces, and I tell you what, if I do win the lottery, I'll stop charging you guys to come on here. You won't have to pay your $100 an episode to join us. And Anthony, you can Venmo me. It's all good. I know you're new.
100.
Sorry,
You've been charging me.
Oh, Gary,
200.
you got 2 seasons ago prices. You're still at 65 per show. So, Mark only pays 5 because he's been here from the beginning. So, yeah.
See
Anyway,
what loyalty gets you. You should see the loyalty cards. They're like this thick in my back pocket. I got so many of them.
It's actually my laundry card. I just let him hold it. Anyway, it's been a ton of fun talking to you guys. We will be backstage talking some more shit for just a little bit. I think we sent out the link at some point. Also, we are concurrently streaming on 3 different channels, I think, right now. I think we are on Early Doors TV. We are on The Trip. Don't Waste a Trip, right? What is the channel called? DWTT? Yeah, so we're on your channel where you can watch The Trip. So jump over to everybody's channel that we're doing this on. We're also on the Stoop with Lolo. Give everybody enough likes. Give us some likes, or thumbs down works too, as long as you interact in some way. Good comments, bad comments, they don't read them. So you can check out Mr. Tom and Ben Ireland on We All Love Leeds. They're going to do a match review tomorrow or Sunday. Sunday at 9 p.m. They'll do the match review, and then they usually do a match preview of their other matches. But Gary doing Don't Waste the Trip. You're the Trip tomorrow, right? 10 a.m.
Road trip. Yep. Check us out. It's a
12.
kind of a match day show, but we'll be I guess we'll be watching Leeds as well because Leeds will be on. So we'll see Mr. Tom tomorrow. Check it out.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, and then you guys let us know where we can see you all. Early Doors. When's your next show?
Basically on Sunday night, the Sunday night takeaway.
Sunday
UK
night
time,
takeaway.
and then on Wednesday, me, Anthony, and Fuzzy, which is a Man United guy, we do the show called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Who's ugly?
Which one are you?
It varies. It does vary.
He's not here.
Yeah, the ugly. Yeah,
I'm gonna say the Man U fan named Fuzzy would probably be.
He's the ugly one. Yeah, he's the ugly one at the moment. So yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for subbing and liking and subscribing. Lawrence, where are you going to be next?
One thing I am consistent. It's West Ham Unofficial. I usually do a pre-match on Thursdays at about 3 o'clock U.S. time, 8 o'clock UK time for the match coming up for the West Ham matches. Then I jump on whenever I can. I don't have my own channel.
All right. Well, we'll see you here every Friday then.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Very
Thank you.
least. I may not see you next week if Mr. Tom's bet comes through.
Which one? Which one?
Yeah. Oh, shit, you got hair.
Yeah, Darren.
Oh, you got hair.
Hold
There
on,
you
let
go.
me.
Get in there. Get
There
in.
you go.
There you go.
Oh man.
Tony,
Great.
almost matched your stash.
All right, guys. Well, John,
I
you
think
did
so.
send the link out already, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he
I think I
did.
saw it. Anyway, we will see you all next week. I hope all of your teams lose except for Anthony's and Gary's and Mark's. Have a great weekend, everybody. Peace from Brooklyn.
Take care,
y'all.
everyone.
Hey, real quick, come on, you.